together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, it's R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim. And today we have two games in the NHL. We get Game 2, Panthers and Bruins. We get Game 1, Oilers and Canucks. We get the Knicks and the Pacers Game 2. And we have a full baseball slate, including some afternoon action getting started around 12:30. So things we always love to see there is some afternoon action. But before we get into today's slate, we'll take a look back at what happened yesterday. One went right, one went wrong in the world of sports betting. It was a really solid day for me. It started off poorly. I mean, I had Oakland, who was down 11-0 by the end of the middle of the second inning. So that was that. Over 8.5, Detroit and Cleveland was as easy as it gets. First five under 4.5, Arizona Cincinnati was a winner. The Blue Jays first five was a loser. We finally saw some regression for Jose Barrios. Angels first five minus 110 was a winner. Tampa Bay run line was a winner. There they win 5-1. The New York Rangers in double overtime get the job done 4-3 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Cash the money line, cash the team total over 3.5 as we continue to cash on these disrespectful lines at Madison Square Garden. So both winners there. The first five under 4.5 with Boston and Atlanta was a winner. Chicago -1 was a push. The over 8.5 was a loser. Seattle, Minnesota over 8 was a winner. Team apparently we can't play overs with. We hit an over with. New York Mets +105 was a winner. Miami first high full game. They hit a home run on the first pitch of the game, and that was about as good as it would get there. And then Colorado Avalanche money line and team total over 3. Never in doubt ever. Not like they had to come back from down 3-0. So nice little winner there on that. And overall can't complain as we have a full slate of games today.
Right on. Good day on the site. I'll mention that. We were up 3.26. Oakland was not good. The Angels, 9-0 win. Baltimore falls 3-0. Tampa Bay winner, Rangers winner. Cleveland was nowhere near. Cubbies won, but did not cover the run line. Then 4 winners to end the night when the Mets won. The Oklahoma City Thunder blew out the Dallas Mavericks, as kind of expected. Colorado, you had that one. And then I never lay 2.5. Dodgers -2.5, continuing the fate of Miami Marlins. And it just keeps cashing for us. So we're just going to keep on doing it. So good day yesterday. Up 3.26 units. Ready to keep on rolling for today. I already have my NBA play up for today. And ready to roll.
There you go. Head over to the chat. I'll put up the hockey plays, and then we'll get into today's card.
Morning, sunshine. Morning, real deal. Hope you're doing well. $100 to $5K in a week. Let's keep rolling. Let's do it. 57 shots for the Canes. You're gonna win games if you're doing that. Not when Swiss Twerkin's going at it.
Swiss Twerkin.
Rangers scored 2 power play goals in the third and OT. That's why they won.
Okay. Pause. If you look at the power play so far in the series, Carolina's had 10 and the Rangers have had 9. The only reason why Carolina is complaining about power plays is they can't score any of themselves. They're 0 for 10 and they keep giving up power play goals to the Rangers. That's the only reason why. And by the way, the overtime goal was even strength. So there's that as well. It was about, I think, 10 or 15 seconds after the penalty expired. So no, it wasn't because, no, they didn't score power plays in overtime because that was an even strength goal. So no, but stop complaining about power plays. The only reason why Carolina's complaining about power plays is because they suck at them right now. They're giving up goals on the kill, and they're not scoring on the power play. So that the special teams domination has been with the Rangers, which is why Carolina's can complain about every power play. So no, stop that. Stop
it. Plus 480 on the Avs money line last night.
Nice.
Yo, bros. Good morning. Good morning. Let's get it. Avs plus money when they're down 3-1. Everybody was live betting the Avs last night.
Beautiful. Things you love to see.
Hello, good people. What's up, Truth Teller? Panthers to win the series minus 110 now.
Sign me up. I didn't add to it. I had the minus.
Canes and 6, 8-1. If you're gonna take a shot, take a bomb. Yo, what's up, Markel? Mr. Pub Rub himself. What up, twins? What's up, Big Show? Welcome, welcome. It's all about the Mets, baby. Yes, it is. You love to frickin' see it. Plus 360 live on the money line. Dude, I love hearing people coming in saying, oh, I cashed on this big line. Oh, I cashed on this big line. That's fantastic. Carolina can't win when you kill your own power plays.
They're over 10, and yeah, they've given up 4 power play goals.
Bruins will smash again.
I will bet against that.
What up, fellas? The Avs comeback was good. To see in my bank account. OKC and Celtics team total over. No problem.
Love it.
There you go. Let's hop into hockey, Nick.
Yeah, and I'm getting up my sports book to make this bet here because I forgot to bet it, and I can get, I think, pretty close to plus money. Basically the same line, I think, as game 1. Let's get into it here. The Florida Panthers and the Boston Bruins. We have the Panthers minus 160 favorites, total of 5.5 in this game. And if they lose this game, I'm still going to go down with the ship with this team because I am still super high on this team. And I actually, here's the thing, I actually prefer Florida away from home than I do at home because this was one of the best road teams in hockey this year. Line opened up at a 165-ish. It's around 161 now, so we do have a slight move towards Boston. Line opened up at 5.5 plus 102. It's still at the 5.5 at plus 102. Taking a look at the cash flow in this game here. Where we have the 68% of the tickets and 55% of cash on the Panthers, 59% of tickets, 56% of the cash is on the over in this game as well. And when you look at game 1, I truly believe that the Panthers were the better team for most of those games, and I think 5-1, that score does not have any indicative of the way that game was played. Jeremy Swayman was phenomenal in that game. I'll give him credit there. But I'm going to go back to the Florida Panthers here in this spot. We saw last series, it started the exact same way. Boston won 5-1 at home, or Boston won game 1 5-1. And then Toronto bounced back and won game 2. I'm going to go ahead and grab Florida game 2 minus 1 here, which it's minus 165 plus 160. So I'll be getting, let's see what the minus 1 line is here. Minus 102. I'm going to be getting minus 102 here. I'm going back to the Panthers here. I'm going to go down with the ship. I'm going to keep backing the Panthers here.
I don't hate it. I know I wanted to watch last game to see how the Bruins came out after having a hard-fought series against Toronto, a big rival. And it looks like they didn't even skip a beat. And it looks like the rest kind of hurt Florida. They kind of threw them out of their momentum. They took down the series 4-1 against Tampa, but you look at it, just they looked flat. They looked good in the first period, and then they kind of just tampered off from there. And I don't think you're going to see that again tonight. I could see an overtime in this game. I know you're betting the puck line. I could see overtime in this game. I could see it being close. I still think Boston has a chance to win the series. So I'm kind of against you on both the games today. It is what it is. I'm not going to be betting a lot on them. So because I'd rather bet on baseball and basketball instead of hockey. But I kind of lean more towards the Boston round in this one, Nick.
Fair.
Maybe an overtime.
We'll see.
Panthers minus 1.5 money line. Split my bet, so a minus 1. Team total over. Kachuk goal and over 3.5 shots on goal. I see all that. Reinhart and Verhaeghe goal. Florida money line. Same game parlay. I could see that. Avs and Rangers in OT deserve a Ric Flair. Woo! Good? All right. Now let's head over to the next game, Nick, and it's one of our favorite teams, Nick. It's
by
the
the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah, we have Vancouver and Edmonton in this game. Edmonton minus 135 favorites, total of 6 in this game. This line opened up at a 133 to 136. We do have a move towards Edmonton. Line opened up at a 6 at minus 114. It's now a 6 at minus 117. Move towards the over, move towards Edmonton in this game. We have 49% of tickets and 58% of cash is on Vancouver. The line moving towards Edmonton. 79% of tickets, 82% of cash is on the over in this game as well. And for me, when I saw this series, and I get it. When you look at the head-to-head, Vancouver's won 4 in a row. 3 of those games were played on November 6th or earlier in the season. So at least 5.5, 6 months ago is when they played three of their 4 games so far this season. The only game they've played as of recent was on April 13th, and it was a 3-1 Canucks win. The Oilers are coming in off of a 5-game series where the only game they lost was in overtime against the LA Kings, 5-4 in game number 2. And on the flip side, it was a very tight contested series here between Vancouver and Nashville, which we could easily be talking about Edmonton-Nashville right here because Vancouver could have easily lost, game 4. They could have easily have lost game 6, and we could have been talking about the Predators being in this spot. And offensively speaking, yes, Arthur Silva has had a really good series against the Nashville Predators, but the Nashville Predators are nowhere even close to what the Edmonton Oilers are offensively. And I look for Arthur Silva to be a long day in the office for Silva in between the pipes there with the Canucks. So I'm on the Oilers. I got him at minus 130. I lean their team total over as well. I'm going to be on the money line here for the Oilers.
The thing is, I see this game going the same way, or it could go the same way as the Florida-Boston game. You have a Vancouver team that's a little bit – well, actually, Vancouver finished 5 days ago. Edmonton finished – they're both on extended rest.
Yep.
5 days ago and 7 days ago. So I guess that doesn't really matter at this point. Both teams fairly rested. Should be a good series. I don't think this series is going to be as big of a blowout as you think it is, Nick. I kind of leave Vancouver at home to take game 1. I know you're worried about Silvos, but I'm sorry. In his 3 starts in the playoffs so far
against Nashville,
yes, 3 goals, which was an overtime game, 2 goals, and a shutout.
I kind of think a first period over is a decent look too here. With 2 teams off a decent layoff.
It could be kind of a feeling out period. Once again, I want to look towards Vancouver. I'm not going to bet this game. I want to see how both these two teams look right now and see how Silvos comes out against a strong offensive team in Edmonton. So not going to need to get involved in this one. And we'll see. I think that series is going to be a lot of fun.
Fair.
Hello, Vancouver, Oilers, Supness, Draisaitl and McDavid, goals, Oilers money line. Canucks are made for the playoffs. They could be.
We'll see.
Oilers and Boston for me. I kind of lean Boston as well. But Elijah Pettersson dealing with an illness. Aw, poor baby. Let's jump into the NBA playoffs.
Yeah. We have the New York Knicks 4.5-point favorites against the Indiana Pacers. Total 220 in this game. Let's switch over so we can get the line histories for this game here. Switch over to get the cash flow as well. It just takes a second to load.
You take a second to load.
Alrighty then. Where we have this line opened up at 4.5 on Bet Online. It got up to a 5, back down to a 4.5, up to 5 for a second, back to 4.5. And we've had about 7-cent line movement here towards the New York Knicks. Line opened up at a 221. It's down to a 219. So we have a move towards the under. We have a slight move towards the New York Knicks. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one, where we have 70% of the tickets and 73% of the cash is on the Indiana Pacers, with the line moving towards the Knicks. definitely has me a little bit interested in New York in this game. 86% of the tickets, 86% of the cash on the over, and the line moving towards the under, though, definitely piques my interest in this under here because we saw these two teams, I believe, play an over in game one, and now the public's all over the over with the line dropping. I'm kind of interested in this under here in this one, in this game at a 219. I'll lean under, but I don't know if I'm going to get to it.
Well, you already know where I'm going in the series. I got the Pacers again. I'll make the argument the Pacers should have won game one. There was an offensive foul late in the game that was very, very soft, and that kind of put it away for them, which I don't see that happening again. And I went into it. I have the Pacers to win the series, and I think they still have a chance to win the series. They go in here, they take game two, and all of a sudden they come back to Indiana with home court. So I like the Pacers in this one. I think they have a shot to win this game outright. I got them at +5 at -104 last night. I'm going to keep rolling with the Indiana Pacers here.
Fair. Tricky game.
For sure. Pacers is the only way I could look. Pacers money line. I like it. Let's hop into the MLB, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Pittsburgh Pirates -130 favorites against the LA Angels. The Pirates let's take a look at the line history in this one here, where I have to get the line history up. I got to switch over from the NBA to the MLB. Let's get up my spreadsheet as well, get everything up and ready to go so we can cap some baseball. 72% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Pittsburgh Pirates. 89% of the tickets and 89% of cash on the over in this one here. Let's see the line history, see if it reflects a move towards the over and a move towards the Pirates in this one here. Line opened up at a 135. It's down to a 130. So we do have a move towards the Angels in this game. And we have a line opening up at an 8. And that has gone up to a 9. Okay, so we do have a response to the over money, which I don't understand why this line's moving towards the over. I really don't with the way these two teams are hitting. But we have Jose Soriano and Martin Perez. We have Soriano, 4.21 ERA, 1.32 WHIP, 8.42 strikeouts per nine, which is 21%, 4.56 walks per nine, a 2.65 BABIP, a 4.79 FIP, and a 4.10 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Martin Perez, 3.41 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 7.14 strikeouts per nine, which is 19%, 2.48 walks per nine, a 3.26 BABIP, a 4.05 FIP, and a 4.23 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Buccos in this game here. And the hitting edge goes towards the Angels, which says a lot because they are against left-handed pitching, hitting 69 WRC plus nice, which is 27th compared to 64, which is dead last versus righties for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The wind is blowing out 13 miles an hour out to left center field. So maybe that's why the line is moving up the way it is. I can only look Angels in this game with the way the market's moving. And the way that both these teams hitting right now is not giving me any type of confidence here. It would be Angels first 5 or nothing if I had to bet it, but I really don't too much of an interest in this game.
Yeah, we had the Angels yesterday, which was nice, but it kind of just market kind of told us that's where to go.
Kind of telling us that today too.
Kind of want to grab them again. This is the Pittsburgh Pirates team I'm not high on, and I look at it. I think there is value in betting the Angels now because everybody's just going to look at them. Oh, they no longer have Mike Trout. They're no longer good. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I do think that they still can be – they're not good. I'm not saying that by any stretch of the imagination that they are good. But I think they could be a team that can make you a tiny bit of money if you pick them in the right spots. I think this is one of those spots that I want to go after them. Kind of a getaway day. What do they have tomorrow? Angels do not play tomorrow. They start a series on Friday. Do they start a series on Friday? Yes, at home versus Kansas City. I like the Angels here. We're gonna jump on that. Have a little bit of an early action game. Fading the Pittsburgh Pirates.
I want to take a look real quick on how this first 5 has moved, because if it's moved towards the Angels, I'll make the move towards the Angels here. And it has. All right, I'm going to take the Angels first 5. That's the way I'm going to approach this game here, is the Angels in the first 5 innings. So that's how I'm going to get my day started. is a little Angels first 5 action here at 12:35.
I like it. Back to the chat. I like the cover plus the first half. They came out hot after they were robbed. I think so too. Do I have the Pacers to win the series today? I took their spread game 1, knowing Knicks would have a real hard time covering. I could see you taking them now. I think you could probably get a pretty good number on it. Cash McConnell points over 8.5 last night. 2 Pacers games. They pumped him up to 10.5, sprinkled it. If he's going to be coming off the bench, I don't mind that. Pirates money line, sure.
No,
sorry. I read that quick. I also have a game on the side of things. No Pirates. A Canada jersey. I'm rather impressed. Hopefully, you're taking advantage of our free healthcare. No, we're not. We're not moving to Canada. No,
Canada.
No, not happening. Not a chance. Pass. Pirates, and I got the over 8.5 earlier. Okay. MLB is going to be greasy as fuck today. I'm going all the way down the rabbit hole. The White Sox first 5 money line, the Oakland Athletics first 5 money line, and full game under 5.5 with the Oakland Athletics at 5-1.
Going for a big score.
Hey, it's JP Sears Day. I can get behind the Oakland. Angels, yes. Yesterday, win. Angels lose. No, Angels win today. I'm passing on this game, Nick. Although I feel like I really want to try to go after Nola.
Let's get into it here. The Philadelphia Phillies and the Toronto Blue Jays. Chris Bassett, Aaron Nola, your pitching matchup here. Line opened up at a 143, and it's gone all the way up to a 167 for the Philadelphia Phillies. Line opening up at an 8. It's up to an 8.5, so we do have a line movement towards the over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow here. 90% of the tickets, 98% of the cash is on the Phillies. 74% of tickets and 74% of the cash on the over. So the line movement's making sense with the way that the money's coming in. Chris Bassett and Aaron Nola. Bassett's not been particularly great this year. 4.67 ERA, 1.52 whip, 8.33 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 4.33 walks per 9, a 3.29 BABIP, a 4.78 FIP, and a 4.43 Sierra. On the flip side, Aaron Nola, 2.31 ERA, 0.97 whip, 8.54 strikeouts per 9, which is 24%. 3.23 walks per 9, a 198 BABIP, a 4 FIP, and a 3.88 Sierra. Bullpen advantage going towards the Fighting Phils, and the hitting advantage also going towards the Phillies here as well. 119 WRC plus, which is 5th, compared to 98 WRC plus, which is 14th for the Toronto Blue Jays. For me, it's Phillies or nothing on the side. Would I want to be on a side with 90% of the tickets and 98% of the cash? So not particularly, unless it's a cash cow, which I believe the cash cows thing is minus 180 to minus 240. I think those are no, it was something else. It was above 200. I think above at least 180, something like that. I don't remember the exact details to it, but yeah. I'm passing on this one here.
All right, good. Yeah, it's a Blue Jays game. Although I really want to bet Aaron Nola because he's been great this year. I really can't get involved. So I'm not getting involved in Blue Jays games until next week. And that's when the Orioles come to town. So pass on this one.
Fair.
I will actually have what's the next game? I will have interest on the next game.
Really? 2 AL Central teams?
Yes, because I saw an interesting trend. Philly first 5. Parlayed the Phillies with the Orioles. Phillies pass. Good luck today, brothers. Good luck to you, Stop Gio, as well. And yes, I'm interested in this game, Nick.
All right, we have the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Guardians. I've loved this series because I've bet totals in the first 2 series, and they were rather easy. I had the first 500 in game 1. The game finished, I think, 3-1. And I had the over 8.5, and it was 7-5 by the second inning yesterday. So let's get into this one here. Maybe the market's good at telling us totals in this series. Line opened up at a 130 for Cleveland, down to a 129, so a 1 cent line movement here towards the Tigers here. And we have this line opened up at an 8, down to a 7.5. So we move towards the under. We move towards the Tigers in this game here. Let's take a look at the cash flow in this one here, where we have 94% of tickets and 94% of the cash on the over. The line dropping. There we go. It's an under. 74% of tickets and 79% of cash is on the Guardians, with the line moving slightly towards the Tigers. We have Reese Olson and Tanner Bybee, your pitching matchup here. 3.25 ERA, 1.30 whip, 9.11 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%. 3.58 walks per nine, a 3.21 BABIP, but 2.54 FIP, and a 3.84 Sierra. On the flip side, we have Tanner Bybee with a 4.67 ERA, 1.26 whip, 8.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 23%, 2.67 walks per nine, a 2.92 BABIP, a 4.52 FIP, and a 3.78 Sierra. Bullpen edge going towards these Cleveland Guardians. They got a really good bullpen. And then the hitting edge does go towards the Guardians as well. 96 WRC plus, which is 18th, compared to 91, which is 21st. So both these teams subpar with the bats as well, which is all leading me here. We have all the public and all the money on the over. The line dropping half a run. We get two teams that are subpar hitting. I will grab a first five under in this game, which I'm getting a 4 minus 115 on BetMGM.
I'm gonna take Cleveland. I'm pulling up the trend because somebody mentioned it in our group chat this morning. And that kind of so far the Guardians this year have played 14 day games. They are 11-3 in day games. Detroit's 1-6 in day games. So we kind of, and by the way, Guardians 11-3 is up 9.6 units, which is the most profitable team in the league during day games. I also kind of like the pitching matchup, Tanner Bybee versus Reese Olson. I'm not biggest fan of Reese Olson. I know he's been pretty solid, but
I was gonna say I kind of like Olson better than Bybee. Personally.
But when it comes to, I also look at it. Olson so far. The Tigers, he's pitched good. The Tigers do not win his starts. They won his first start against the Mets. Since then, 0-5. And that's against Pittsburgh, Texas, Minnesota, Cleveland, Kansas City, and New York. I like Cleveland in this game. I'm going to take the Guardians on the money line here with Tanner Bybee, or run line. What line am I getting on this? Because you have 125 written here. Let's see if it's something like that. No, it is not. It's in the 140s. So I'd have to take the run line at plus 155. Let's do that. Guardians run line here.
Good luck. I'm taking the under. First five under, 4 minus 115.
Okay.
It'll let me place the damn
Yo. What's up, Mr. Kryptonite? Was not an under day in the NHL yesterday. No, it was not. Pass.
Totals it, yeah.
Got to rinse and repeat. Phillies. You like the Phillies today? Yeah, I would lean Phillies. Dude, the Phillies have been on fire, but they really haven't played anybody, so we'll see.
Oh, yeah, they've played, I think, the easiest strength of schedule so far this year.
Guardians money line, yes. Cleveland and the under, sure. Actually have the Indians money line today. Get it. Tigers season ended second month. Yeah, the Tigers are already only one game above 500. Cleveland, yes. Tigers, no. Morning, gentlemen. Morning, untouchable. I'll take the under 2. Rangers and Avs, never in doubt. I love the never in doubts. They're the best. All right, Nick. Should we go for a sweep?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do this here. We have the New York Mets and the St. Louis Cardinals. We have the Cardinals minus 160 favorites in this game. I understand why they are. And wow, this line's just plummeted. Okay. Line opened up at a 165. And this line within the last hour or so, since I typed up these lines, has dropped from around 160 to 137 on BetOnline. A massive move towards the New York Mets. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 110. It's now a 7.5 minus 118. We have 76% of tickets, 92% of cash on the Cardinals, and the line plummeting. And then we have 97% of tickets and 96% of cash is on the over in this game, with the line moving from minus 110 to minus 118 toward the over. So that makes sense there. Sonny Gray and Jose Quintana, your pitching matchup in this game. Quintana, 5.4 ERA, 1.52 whip, 5.97 strikeouts per nine, which is 15%, 3.98 walks per nine, a 3.05 BABIP, 3.97 FIP, and a 4.90 Sierra. On the flip side here, we have Sonny Gray, who has been awesome this year. 0.89 ERA, 0.86 whip, 11.27 strikeouts per nine, which is 33%, 1.48 walks per nine, a 2.86 BABIP, 1.57 FIP, and a 2.36 1.36 Sierra. He's been phenomenal. We have the bullpen advantage going towards the Mets. The hitting advantage is a massive one towards the Mets because the Cardinals do not hit lefties. 60 WRC plus, which is 29th in baseball. The Mets hit righties pretty well, 115, which is 6th in baseball. We have the pitching advantage towards the Cardinals. We have the hitting advantage towards the Mets, the bullpen advantage towards the Mets. I mean, this line does seem a little wide, but with that being said, I am going to stay off this one here. I feel like if you like the Mets, you kind of missed your line.
It's still plus money.
But yeah, for me, this is a pass for me here.
I'm taking the Mets to finish the sweep. This is, and not to mention, is it the first time he's facing them since he's left? Jose Quintana. He only played 1 year with them. That's right. He's been on Chicago, San Fran, LA, Pittsburgh, St. Louis, now with the Mets. I kind of like Quintana to shove today. He had a rough game his last time out, which was in Tampa, where he allowed 8 earned runs on 10 hits in 2 2/3 innings. I don't see him getting blown up again. I think it's a good buy low spot on him. So go ahead, sign me up for the Mets to finish off the sweep here. +1. I can get plus 142. Yeah, I'm grabbing the Mets for the sweep here.
Good luck.
Wasted my DK promo on the Marlins yesterday. Silly me, should have put it on the Nationals. For some reason, the O's aren't winning Burns' starts. Yeah, I just did the math on it. A little bit of a trend with the Orioles. It's still up 17 units, almost 18 units. So, taking Nerfy for the Mets and Angels games. I don't hate that. Sonny Gray over 5.5 strikeouts. The Redbirds, Mets, and the Mariners are my only 2 leans right now for today. DK up to moneyline promo. Don't hate it.
Not a bad look.
Mets and Cleveland parlay. See that? Cardinals first 5, take the Mets live.
I could see that as well.
Quintana over 3.5 strikeouts. Mariners and Cleveland moneyline parlay. I could see that. They lost Contreras. Yes, the Cardinals did.
Yeah, that was painful to watch.
Should we go ahead and look at this game now?
Yeah, as my computer's freezing up here.
Cool. Milwaukee Brewers and the Kansas City Royals. Royals are minus 135 with a total of 8.5 in this game, Nick. And it's Joe Ross versus Brady Singer.
Yep, we're good now. Sorry, I was trying to update something on my spreadsheet, and sometimes when I import a bunch of information, it'll take a second to load, and my computer will slow down for a second. There we go. Line opened up at a 130 for the Royals. It's now a minus 120. Line opened up at an 8.5 minus 115. It's now an 8.5 at minus 118. So we have a move towards the over, and we have a move towards the Brewers in this game here. We have 89 numbers. 69% of the tickets nice, and 89% of the cash is on the Royals, with the line moving towards the Brewers, which definitely piques my interest in Milwaukee here in this spot. And then we have 94% of the tickets, 94% of cash on the over in this game as well, with, I forgot which way this line was moving. The line moving towards the over slightly, nothing crazy. We have Joe Ross and Brady Singer. Joe Ross, 5.27 ERA, 1.50 whip, 7.9 strikeouts per 9, which is 19%, 2.3 walks per 9, a 3.48 BABIP, a 3.69 FIP, and a 4.01 Sierra. On the flip side, Brady Singer, 3.33 ERA, 1.19 whip, 9.33 strikeouts per 9, which is 25%, 3.67 walks per 9, a 2.54 BABIP, a 3.74 FIP, and a 3.84 Sierra. We have the bullpen advantages here towards the Milwaukee Brewers, and the hitting advantage does go towards the Brewers as well. 121 WRC plus, which is 6th, compared to 95, which is 19th. I'm actually very interested in the Brewers in this game. In this spot, I mean, Joe Ross, he's looked okay-ish. His numbers suggest that he should be his ERA, his WHIP should be getting better than what it is right now. His BABIP is a little high, which I expect that to come down a little bit. Singer's been decent, and we should expect kind of similar out of Singer there. For me, it's Brewers and nothing at the moment. I'm gonna take a look to see what the best available line for the Brewers is, because I'm interested in them a little bit here.
I was kind of looking Kansas City, but you know my opinions on both these two teams. I have both these two teams to win the division. So I look at it, Kansas City. Both the two teams have kind of struggled a little bit after having a really nice start. Both of them still 7 and 5 games over 500, so that's good. I still think Kansas City is the stronger team here. Kansas City is a very young team and they've kind of proven me right. And I feel like I want to just keep backing this team. I feel like they're undervalued here. I would look towards the Kansas City Royals here. I could probably get them around 125 area in some books. So that's where it's a look for me, is towards the Kansas City Royals in this one for me. Yeah, I can get 120.
I'm on the opposite side as you here, and I'm actually going to move on it here over on Bet365. This is just one of those correlated plays for me where the market's just screaming Brewers in this spot, and I want them full game, not first 5. So I'm going to be on Milwaukee here in this game.
Okay.
Plus 110 over on Bet365.
Royals, yes. Ross over strikeouts. You can see it. It's Oilers day. Oilers money line over anytime goal Hyman and anytime point Bouchard. Okay,
I like it.
Panthers puck line. Kansas City sweeping the first 5s. And then Bruins and Oilers parlay. I already tell you that Nick's not going to like the Brewers today. Let's keep on.
The Brewers. What do you mean?
Sorry, not the Brewers. The Bruins.
Bruins, no.
So let's keep it rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the San Diego Padres and the Chicago Cubs. The Padres minus 125 favorites, total of 7.5 in this game. Let's get into the line history in this one, where we have Hayden Wesneski and Dylan Cease. Line opened up at a minus 110 for the Padres. It's now a minus 123 for the Padres. Two teams I actually kind of like this year that I think are underrated teams, Padres and the Cubs. Line opened up at an 8, it's down to a 7.5 in this one here. So move towards the under and a move towards the Padres, expecting Dylan Cease to shove in this game. We have 54% of tickets, 64% of cash is on the under. We have a total at Wrigley at 7.5. And now we lost with it yesterday because the game finished 3-2 and it was an 8.5. We took the over. But we have a 7.5 here. 40% of the tickets and 54% of cash on the Cubs. Line moving towards the Padres, which is interesting there. Dylan Cease and Hayden Wesneski. Wesneski's been pretty good, and so is Cease. Cease 2.27 ERA, 0.76 WHIP, 9.95 strikeouts per 9, which is 30%, 2.84 walks per 9, a 169 BABIP, a 2.7 FIP, and a 3.20 Sierra, or 3.25 Sierra. On the flip side, Wesneski 0.54 ERA, 0.72 WHIP. Let me see if he's going to be pitching more than just like an inning.
Wesneski, no, he's more of a bullpen pitcher.
He's more of a bullpen pitcher. He's been good too, which is I want to see him get stretched out a little bit to see how.
He actually went 6 innings last game.
Okay, good. 7.56 walk strikeouts per 9, which is 22%. 1.62 walks per 9, a 196 BABIP, a 2 FIP, and a 3.42 Sierra. Bullpen edge does go towards the Padres. Hitting edge goes towards the Padres here. 126 WRC plus, which is second against righties, compared to 91, which is 22nd. I'm going to go with the first 5 under in this game. I love my unders when it's 8 or lower in Wrigley Field. And I can get, it's 7.5. And I can get I can get a 4.5 at minus 120 over on ESPN Bet. I will take that.
I like the Cubbies in this game. Once again, this is a Cubbies team that we both are really high on. I can get plus money with them just because it's Dylan Cease on the mound on the opposite side. I'm not sold on Dylan Cease. He still has not looked like himself, although last couple starts have been good. But I really want to go towards Chicago here. 13-5 at home, so a very solid home team, especially during the day. And this is just a Cubs team that I want to keep back, and they've been making us money throughout the year. And just a team that I know I can trust. So for me, Nick, I'm going. We're gonna go Cubs go today in Chicago. Take care of business. I believe this would be for the. No, they lost the first game. Take the series against San Diego and move on to the next series. Cubbies.
I'm staying off the side. I like this. I love that I can get a 4.5 on this first 5. I really, really like that. First 5 under 4.5 for me, minus 110. I've been loving these first 5 unders. They've been pretty good for me lately.
There you go. Cubbies team total over. I can see it. Like the first 5 under as well. Lean Cubbies. Royals run line. Sure. Take a big shot with it. That's fine. Why are the Twins favored with Paddock on the mound versus Mariners and George Kirby? Because it's in Minnesota. And I'm actually seeing lines where Seattle's favored. Cubs money line. Yes, Cubbies. All right, Nick. You know what we got to do.
Pass. All right. I'm pissed I even bet this game yesterday, but the minus 300 fade took over. And that'll happen sometimes. And I will not promise a 100% hit rate on the minus 300. I won't even promise a 50% hit rate on the minus 300 fade.
You're hoping for 33.3%.
Exactly. I'm hoping for about 40%. I want to win 4 out of 10.
That's about right, yeah.
Yeah. So, and that would be massively successful if we hit 4 out of 10 with that. So, let's get into the line history in here in this one, which luckily this won't come into play for this game. Line opened up at a 270. It's down to a 248 now for the Dodgers. So we have about a 22-cent line movement towards Miami in this game. Line opened up at a 9 at minus 105. It's now a 9 at plus 102. A move towards the under and a move towards the Marlins. We have 95% of the tickets, 93% of the cash is on the over in this game, with the line moving towards the under. 96% of the tickets, 99% of the cash on the Dodgers in this one as well. 99% of tickets, 99% cash on their run line as well. I have absolutely no interest in a side in this game. Ryan Weathers, 4.73 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 6.75 strikeouts per 9, which is 17%. 3.38 walks per 9, a 250 BABIP, a 5.17 FIP, and a 4.65 SIERA. Gavin Stone on the other side, 2.35 ERA, 1.09 WHIP, 4.7 strikeouts per 9, which is 13%. 3.52 walks per 9, a 206 BABIP, a 440 FIP, and a 5.25 SIERA. So neither of these pitchers have been particularly great. Bullpen edge goes towards the Dodgers, actually slightly towards the Marlins, but that's been as of the last 30 days. So both these bullpens are still not very great. I think that's going to be the one flaw of the LA Dodgers, their bullpen. And the hitting advantage goes towards the Dodgers, 121 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 89, which is 23rd. And here's the thing with the Dodgers that they can do, because their pitching staff and their starting pitching and their bullpen might be their concern, but it's absolutely no problem when you can out-hit your problems. And that's exactly what this team can do. They're gonna win games like the Edmonton Oilers win games. And it's going to be by putting up a lot of runs or goals or whatever, being a high-scoring team, because they know their pitching is not going to be good enough to win 3-2 baseball games. It's just not. When you have Gavin Stone going out there and you have their bullpen's just not great. I have no interest in this game at all. This market's telling me that Gavin Stone and Ryan Weathers pitches well here. The only thing is I prefer not betting an under in a Dodger game. So it would be under or nothing for me, but it's a pass. By the way, the Mets-Cardinals game will be delayed due to rain today.
Interesting. I'm going Dodgers today. We've taken the Dodgers the first 2 games of the series. We've faded the Marlins every single game this year so far. They've played 38 games, and we faded them 38 times. And we are 26-12 in those games, and we're up 16.14 units, Nick. So I'm going to continue to fade the Marlins. I know you have your Dodger fade. That's fine. But we're going to continue to fade the Marlins. I'm grabbing the Dodgers here. I know it's a little bit more expensive. It's minus 129 on the run line, which is expensive. But when it comes to it, we're going to continue to fade the Marlins every single game. So Dodger run line here, minus the 129.
Good luck. I'm staying off this. I will get back to my Dodger fade and my Marlins fade next game.
There you go. Tim, would you like Winniski in the first 5 or the Cubs full game? I don't bet first 5s. So it would be full game or nothing for me. Dodgers minus 1.5. Yep. Minus 105 on Bovada. Okay. Yeah, then it's more of a pick 'em. Fade the Marlins. So Yurfie and the Dodgers money line. There you go.
I think maybe we get the Yurfie, and then you can live bet it under.
Fair.
Maybe that's the approaches, because I know the Dodgers will probably put up some type of runs in the first inning there against Weathers.
Dodgers team total over. Is this the day you take the Marlins and the White Sox? No, you're never taking the Marlins. We're fading them every single game this year. Wouldn't be surprised if the Dodgers lay an egg after blowing out the Marlins both games. I would say yes, but they're facing essentially a AAA lineup, so
they can lay an egg and still win.
Yeah, they can lay. Yeah, they can lay an egg as they win 5-1, minus 3-0. Hey, I wouldn't talk you off of a big run line there. And Nick, it's JP Sears Day.
It's a fun little matchup. We have Michael Lorenzen and JP Sears, as we have the Texas Rangers. They open up as minus 125 favorites. They're now sitting around 114 on BetOnline. The line's moved a decent amount as of late. Line opened up at a 7.5 minus 117. It's a 7.5 minus 116 now. So we even moved towards the under, and we even moved towards the Oakland Athletics. We have 78% of the tickets and 93% of the cash is on the over, or on the Rangers in this game, with the line moving towards Oakland. We have 98% of the tickets, 97% of the cash is on the over, with the line moving towards the under slightly, but still it's moved a penny towards the under, which does get my interest, which tells me JP Sears shoves this game. That's the first thing it tells me. Pitching matchup: Michael Lorenzen, 3.52 ERA, 1.22 WHIP, 6.65 strikeouts per nine, which is 18%, 4.7 walks per nine, a 220 BABIP, a 5.19 FIP, and a 4.84 SIERA. On the flip side, JP Sears, 2.40 ERA, 0.9 WHIP, 8.4 strikeouts per nine, which is 24%, 2.7 walks per nine, a 200 BABIP, a 3.48 FIP, and a 3.77 SIERA.
Are we able to mention one thing real quick? Because I know it might change something a little bit. This is a doubleheader.
Yeah, it's game one of a doubleheader.
Correct. I know. I just wanted to mention it because I was looking up on the site and I see 2 Texas Oakland games.
Yes.
So I'm like, oh, doubleheader day. Just forgot to mention that. Sorry.
Yeah,
go ahead.
It's Jack Leiter and Oswaldo Beto for the second game.
Ooh.
For those wondering, I wish I would like to fade Jack Leiter a little bit.
The Vandy boy.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna be that good. But we're actually not gonna be getting into that. But yeah, and when you look at the bullpen advantage going towards Oakland here, and we have Texas. They're 21-16 now. So Texas has turned it around a little bit as of late. They've won 4 in a row in 5 of their last 6 games, and 7 of their last 9. So they're playing a little bit better at baseball now. But one reason why they were really struggling as of late, before this little run, is they're not hitting lefties whatsoever. 68 WRC plus, which is 28th in baseball against lefties for the reigning World Series champions. And then on the flip side, Oakland 103 WRC plus, which is 11th for them. This is pretty plain and simple for me. Let's ride the wave in this game. I'm taking Oakland to avoid the sweep in this one here. Everything correlates for me. Happy JP Sears Day. I'm getting plus, looks like 106 on FanDuel.
I kind of want to go Oakland both games. And if they split, we make money on it. I think I'm going to end up doing that. Because the way that you can view doubleheaders is if I bet one, I'm probably going to bet the other. And they're exactly the same line. Well, it's either one team, the favorite on the run line both games, or it's the dog both games. And I want to take the dog both games. I'm actually going to do that on the site. For both games. Because you mentioned Jack Leiter, who has not been good in game 2, but JP Sears in game 1, I think obviously we're very high on him. This Oakland team is not as bad as people think.
No.
And So I'm gonna go and take Oakland plus 109 game 1, Oakland plus 109 game 2. We have Oakland twice today.
Yeah. By the way, FanDuel moved it to plus 104, so I pivoted to ESPN bet for plus 105. Every penny matters.
Okay. Back to the chat, Nick.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Where do you leave off?
I got it. Pass. Hey guys, crazy trend. You know what? It's LJ. I expected to be crazy. Oakland is 8-22 their last 30 games, coming off of a 7+ run loss.
I don't want to hear that.
This trend hits Monday and it's active again today. Only thing that scares me is it's a doubleheader. Well, the way I see it, I just need to win one game, and I make a little bit of money. So go Oakland. Decided to take the Nerfy and the A's first 5 tiny wave. Straight up passing on game 2 for Texas Oakland. Vito versus Leiter. Nerfy in the Oakland game. I can see that. I can see a Nerfy. Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Cincinnati Reds and the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Diamondbacks won -115 road favorites, total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one between Montgomery and Ashcraft. Line opened up at a -103 for Cincinnati. We're seeing -114 for Arizona. So we do have a move towards these Diamondbacks. Line opened up at a 9 at -115. It's now a 9 at -120. So we do have a slight move towards the over, and we have a slight move towards the Diamondbacks. 39% of the tickets and 63% of cash on the Cincinnati Reds, though, which is kind of interesting there. And then we have 87% of tickets and 88% of cash coming in on the over. The line moving towards said over, so none of that's really out of line there. We have the pitching matchup between Ashcraft and Montgomery. Montgomery, 5.63 ERA, 1.31 WHIP, 4.5 strikeouts per 9, which is 12%, 2.25 walks per 9, a 2.69 BABIP, a 5.33 FIP, and a 4.96 ERA. He's not looked the greatest as of late. And then we have Ashcraft, 3.77 ERA, 1.36 WHIP, 7.85 strikeouts per 9, which is 20%, 2.51 walks per 9, a 3.18 BABIP, a 3.6 FIP, and a 3.64 SIERA. Bullpen edge going towards the Reds, hitting edge going towards the Diamondbacks, 82 WRC plus, which is 26, compared to 71, which is 25th. So neither of these teams hitting particularly well. This is still not a matchup I'm overly interested in. Both these teams have been, well, subpar so far this year. Both teams had a lot of people have hype on, with the Diamondbacks who just made the World Series, and the Reds is supposed to be this up-and-coming team. They're 16-20 and 16-19. 2 teams I wasn't very high on coming into the year. 2 teams I'd rather bet against than bet on. Kind of bet against both these teams yesterday at the first 5 under, and I'm going to stay off this one here. I mean, I would maybe I would lean towards an under just because these teams just aren't hitting, but it's a no play for me.
I'm kind of leaning Arizona. I like Jordan Montgomery, and I mean he's been up and down. He's only made 3 starts so far this year, but on the opposite side, you got Graham Ashcraft, who hasn't been as consistent. Although 14 earned runs in 34 innings is not terrible. I still think that this Red seems overvalued. I know you think Arizona's overvalued.
Yep.
This one ends up being kind of just a stay away spot for me. I leaned Arizona, but not really anything enough to get involved in this game.
Yeah, and for me, I saw Arizona as this team that's just going to be a better version of what Miami is, which is just a team that's overhyped because they made the playoffs last year. And I know the only reason why they're a better version is they're a better team than Miami, and they made the World Series last year. It kind of reminds me of a couple years ago when Chapel Hill made the championship in college basketball, and the next season was a complete dud. That's kind of what it reminds me of, is the team that out of nowhere made a run to the championship.
FAU last year.
FAU as well. FAU last year, and then the year before that was UNC. Teams that just made a deep run, and then just the next year just weren't as good. But it shows maybe the playoff run was a fluke. I don't know, but yeah. Also, Corbin Carroll's not hitting this year at all. You notice that?
Yeah, he's been rough this year. It is what it is. He'll figure it out. He's a stud.
We hope.
Let's keep on rolling, Nick.
Yeah, we have the Baltimore Orioles and the Washington Nationals. The Orioles coming in off of a shutout loss yesterday. -170 road favorites, total of 9 in the game. Taking a look at the line history between Baltimore and Washington, where we have this game opened up with the line opened up into -174. It's down to a 172. So we do have a move towards the Natties in this one here. Line opened up at a 9. It's down to an 8.5. So we'll move towards the under and a move towards Washington here in this spot. Kyle Bradish making his second appearance back off the injured list versus what's been a very impressive first couple of starts from Mitchell Parker. 2.53 ERA, a 1.08 whip, 8.02 strikeouts per nine, which is 22%. 1.69 walks per nine, a 3.02 BABIP, a 1.93 FIP, and a 3.44 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards the Orioles in this one here, and the hitting edge definitely goes towards the Orioles. And this is the one thing that kind of concerns me. We have the Orioles off of a shutout loss, who are 165 WRC plus, which is number one in baseball against left-handed pitching.
Yep.
However, you look at these two teams, you look at their matchups the last 10 games against each other. Baltimore's won 8 of the 10. One thing that's happened in every single game, though, between these two teams, unders. 5-4, which that was a 10.5, going back from the furthest one here. 5-4, 3-0, 7-0, 4-3, 6-2, 1-0, 4-0, 1-0, 5-1, 3-0. And we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the last 10 of these matchups with both teams not scoring. Or both teams to score not hitting. That's really interesting. I like Mitchell Parker. I like when I've seen him, and I don't mind Kyle Bradish. He's, I think, one of the better pitchers on the staff. He's coming back from injury, which was the only concerning thing with him. But his line moving down kind of tells me a little bit as well. I'm interested in the first 5 under in this game, and I kind of want to move on that. I'm going to take a look over on Fanatics because they're showing me a 5.5 -175. I'm going to see what they offer a 5 for. Because if it's that high for a 5.5, I want to see what a 5 is. So I'm going to shop. I'm going to go over there first, and then if that's just like a not a great price, then I will go over and probably take the first 5 under 4.5, which is -110 on Bet 365 or Bet MGM.
Yeah, you already know where I'm going in this one. Sign me up for some more Baltimore Orioles action. This is, I already put it in the chat. Orioles this year, I'm betting every single game. Their money line today is -180 that I found. -1.5 is -105. So far this year, their money line is 23-12. You're up 4.35 units. Their run line is 20-15. You're up 13.35 units. So 17.7 units altogether between the two. I'm going to keep backing the Baltimore Orioles here. And I love Kyle Bradish. He's been fantastic. He was one of our big money makers last year, along with Dean Kramer. So those two guys are my top 2 Baltimore Orioles players in terms of pitchers. That's made me some money. So I'm going to keep riding with some Baltimore action here. And there's the link down below or in the chat if you guys are interested in checking out the Twitter post of all. I constantly update it every single day. Normally it's during the show or whatever of how the Orioles are doing. Because it's an experiment I'm going to be running throughout the entire year. Orioles and Nerfy, sure. Nats Nerfy, sure. Running it back, Orioles last game, same game parlay. Let's do it. O's run line. Rondon over 4.5 strikeouts with the O's money line is even money. Tim can't stand the O's. Yeah, cannot stand them. That's why I bet them every single game and love betting them. Rodon. I knew what you meant. I parlayed Orioles with the Phillies. I don't hate that option. Nick, I think we should just kind of you kind of just fade the White Sox and you move on, right?
Kind of feels like it, right? I'm trying to find because that's so stupid. They don't want you to bet this first 5 under, and they made it abundantly obvious for this Baltimore game. At least Fanatics doesn't want you because the only thing they're offering for that first 5 total is a 5.5 at -175.
Interesting.
The only thing they're offering. And I'm sorry. I'm the only reason I'm talking about it is I'm trying to make the bet. And this is a play I would like to bet. So I apologize for touching back on that. I'm trying to get this betted. It's going to be over on Bet365. I'm going to get the under 4.5 at -110. Obviously, I'm not going to take a -175 for an under 5.5. That's just not going to happen. I'll take the 4.5 at -110 there. First 5 under Baltimore and Washington. All right, now we can move on with the Tampa Bay Rays as -230 favorites, total of 8 in this game. The Rays have kind of figured it out a little bit as of late. At least offensively, they've been a little bit better. After playing the Mets and now playing the White Sox. Chris Flexen and Aaron Savali are pitching matchup here. The line opened up at 230. It's stated at 230, so no line movement towards the home team here. Line opened up at an 8 at -125. It's now an 8 at -123. So a slight move towards the under, and a move towards the no move on the side. 95% of tickets, 95% of the cash is on the Rays with the line not moving. And then 74% of tickets and 81% of the cash is on the over with the line moving slightly towards the under. So that does pique my interest a little bit, maybe an under in this game. The only question is, can we trust these pitchers? We can trust the White Sox offense not to do anything, but can we trust Chris Flexen to keep this game under? Or Aaron Savali, who has not been very good this year. Chris Flexen, 4.26 ERA, 1.16 whip, 5.68 strikeouts per 9, which is 15%, 3.32 walks per 9, a 200 BABIP, a 5.72 FIP, and a 4.97 SIERA. On the flip side, Aaron Savali, 8.39 ERA, 1.54 whip, 9.12 strikeouts per 9, which is 22%, 2.55 walks per 9, a 3.38 BABIP, a 4.6 FIP, and a 3.83 SIERA. And the bullpen edge actually goes towards the White Sox here. And then the hitting edge goes towards the Rays. 101 WRC plus, which is 12th compared to 76, which is 27th. Absolutely no thank you here for me. And for me, which is going to sound weird, in order to back the Rays, I would have rather seen them -250 here with the line opening up at a 230. I would have rather seen a 10-15 cent line movement than I could have moved on them here, which I know sounds counterproductive, but it would have told me at least the market's respecting the money coming in on the Rays, and they're not. So it's a lean towards the first 5 under for me, and that's about it. I don't trust either of these pitchers. If you want to lay -230 on Aaron Savali, good luck. But this is a hard pass for me.
I looked at their run line just to be curious. It was -125. So not even a run line I feel like I can go after here. And I'm never backing the Chicago White Sox, so I'll make this one quick and easy. This one's a complete stay off. If I could have gotten -110, even money, something for a run line here with Tampa, sign me up against Chris Flexen, who's not been good this year. But I personally can't do it, so this one's just going to be a stay away spot for me. Although Tampa has looked a lot better as of late.
Yeah. Sure.
Rays run line. Robbie Grossman is a Ranger. Freddie Freeman over 1.5 home runs, RBIs. Sure, why not? Baltimore has 11 mile-an-hour winds blowing in. I'm in Baltimore. There's no wind. Maybe it will pick up game time. Okay. We got 2 weathermen from Baltimore. At least 2 people playing weathermen from Baltimore. Mm-hmm. Let's go to this game, Nick. And I actually like a play in this one.
Yeah, we have the New York Yankees and the Houston Astros. The Yankees are -145 favorites with a total of 9 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history in this one here between the Yankees and the Astros, where we have Carlos Rodon and Spencer Arrighetti.
It's just spaghetti. Just call them spaghetti.
Line opened up with the Yankees as -135 favorites. It's now 147, so we do have a move towards these Yankees. Line opened up at an 8.5. It got up to a 9. It's up to a 9.5. So we've had a full run move towards the over, and we got a decent move towards the Yankees. 90% of the tickets and 98% of the cash is on the Yankees here. That's an easy way to get me off the Yankees and have me lose any interest in the Yankees and seeing that type of cash flow on them. Even though it has moved 12 cents, so the markets are respecting it a little bit. And then we have 95% of the tickets, 97% of the cash on the over, which explains the line move from an 8.5 up to a 9 up to a 9.5. So they're definitely showing respect towards all the money and all the cash coming in on these spots. We have Arrighetti, who's been terrible, 8.27 ERA, 1.96 whip, 11.57 strikeouts per 9, which is 26%, 5.51 walks per 9, a 4.38 BABIP, a 3.39 FIP, and a 4.13 SIERA. On the flip side, we have Carlos Rodon, who has been okay, where he's a 4 ERA the last 30 days, 1.11 WHIP, 9.67 strikeouts per nine, which is 25%, 3 walks per nine, a 250 BABIP, a 4.37 FIP, and a 3.68 SIERA. Bullpen edge, actually, it's about even the last 30 days. The Astros bullpen has been getting a little bit better. They just can't shut it down late in the game is one thing I've noticed. And then the hitting advantage, here's one thing that's not the problem with the Houston Astros this year is the bats. 134 WRC plus, which is number 2 in baseball against left-handed pitching. And the Yankees are 120, which is 4th against righties. And seeing pitchers like Arrighetti pitching in the 2 spot for the Astros right now is, making me freaking beg for Garcia to come back, which he's not going to because he had Tommy John a year ago, which is begging for Christian Javier to come back, who had neck discomfort on April 21st, begging for Jose Urquidy to come back, who had a forearm strain on March 15th. They have 3 starting pitchers, good starting pitchers, on the IL right now, and they're not going to see Luis Garcia the rest of the season either because he had Tommy John. But Christian Javier and Jose Urquidy hopefully will be back soon, and then we can get Arrighetti and Hunter Brown the hell out of this rotation, and then we can have Verlander, Valdez, Urquidy, Javier, and Blanco. That sounds a lot better than Verlander, Arrighetti, Blanco, Valdez, Brown. Sounds a hell of a lot better. And this is why I'm not overly worried about the Astros, is I know that they're going to be probably getting Urquidy and Javier back soon. I don't know how soon, but hopefully soon, to a point where we can see the Astros be at full strength. This is why I still have an interest in the Astros futures, is because they've had one of the toughest strength of schedule so far to start the season, and they've been missing half their pitching rotation. So for me, I have no interest in betting this actual game. In 2 days, I'll be sitting with Astros futures. But until then, I had it written down that I was gonna bet them when they're done facing the Yankees. That was the last series I was gonna watch them before having futures on them. So for me, I'm not betting this game whatsoever. And this would be, I don't want to be with the Yankees in this spot. I don't have a lead in this game, but maybe an over. Maybe an over is probably the way to look here.
I'm taking the Yankees. I grabbed the run line plus 139. This Astros team is broken right now. They're injured, and I know you're setting up where you're like, all right, we're going to take that. I don't think that's necessarily a good idea, because they are just beat up all to hell, and that's not really a team that I would want to go after. Now, good luck with it. I know you set it up where that's what you want.
Yep.
Spaghetti is not good. Spencer Arrighetti. I call him Spaghetti. Whatever. He has not been good. I expected him to get beat up today. And this is a Yankee team that's kind of owned the Astros in the regular season. So sign me up for the Evil Empire today. We'll grab them minus the 1.5. This is a team that's won 4 straight games in 5 out of 6. So this is a Yankee team that's starting to heat up more. Give me the Yankees run line here.
Good luck.
Houston money line. Nope. Got 3 games left.
Yeah. Going through my what do you call it? Going through my baseball numbers this year and trying to figure out what's my best ROI type of bet.
Fading the Marlins.
First 5 unders. 31-13 this year.
There you go.
Yeah, the Boston Red Sox and the Atlanta Braves cashed the first 500 with these teams yesterday. Minus 195 for the Bravos, total of 8.5 in this game. I think unders and Braves games could be an interesting look going forward. And I might get to one here. Line opened up at a 9, and we're seeing 8.5 now, and we could be seeing an 8 soon. Line opened up at a 193. It's up to a 196, so a 3-cent line movement towards Atlanta here as well. We have 91% of the tickets and 92% of the cash on Atlanta, with the line moving slightly towards them. 56% of the tickets, 53% of cash on the over, with the line dropping half a run in this game here. We have the return of Nick Pivetta in this game here, taking on Chris Sale. Chris Sale has been awesome. 3.46 ERA, .92 whip, 10.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%, 1.73 walks per nine, a 246 BABIP, a 3.11 FIP, and a 2.89 SIERA. He looked good. Of course he has, because he's going to get that whatever voodoo magic that pitchers get when they go to Atlanta. For whatever reason, if you are down in your luck, if you are getting injured every year, if you are being if you can't play baseball that well, just go to Atlanta and you're turned into a megastar again. I don't get it. The bullpen edge does go towards the Red Sox. Red Sox pitching staff, needless to say, they are the most underrated thing in baseball right now. Their pitching staff, they're number one ERA in baseball last time I checked, and they've been phenomenal. And Nick Pivetta was part of that before he got hurt over a month ago. I have no numbers on Nick Pivetta because he hasn't pitched
He's pitched 2 games.
He pitched, and the last time he pitched was on April 3rd, which he pitched 5 shutout innings, 1 walk, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts against the Oakland Athletics. Both the games he's pitched in ended 1-0.
Yeah, he was great.
1-0 loss against Seattle, a 1-0 win against Oakland. Both games have been dead nut unders. And I'm interested in going right back to an under here. The Red Sox do hit lefties, 122 WRC plus, which is 6th in baseball. And here's the shocking thing for me, Tim. And this is why this team being 21-12 is kind of surprising to me. They are 25th in baseball against right-handed pitching. The Atlanta Braves, 87 WRC plus. They're 1-8-1 over/under in their last 10 games. The Atlanta Braves. Offensively, they're just not getting the job done. And this vaunted Braves offense, the last 10 games, 4-1-2-3-5-2-1-4-2-6. They're not putting up the runs that we know this Atlanta Braves team can do. And I know they will be able to hit. This is a Braves team I know come the end of the season, heading into October, they'll be a top 5 team in runs scored this year. Because that lineup is too good not to be in the top 10.
Correct.
Top 5.
Yes.
That being said, they're not hitting right now. I love this pitching staff the Red Sox have, and I love these bets with these first 5 unders. And I'm going to go back to another one here. I know I'm boring with these first 5 unders sometimes, but I'm getting paid out with these first 5 unders. And I'm going to look to do it again here in this one. First 5 under 4.5 minus 115.
I'm just jumping on the under. Now, I was a little bit concerned because it's been a month since Pivetta's pitched, and now he's going up against the Braves. But the Braves have struggled hitting. And, 1-8-1 to the under. Last 10 games for Atlanta. 3-6-1 for the Red Sox. I expect a really good pitching matchup here. Chris Sale has looked great. Pivetta, in his 2 starts, looked great. And this is, with Sale, his worst start was against Miami, which is just weird to say. But no, I'm gonna keep riding with. I like these 2 pitchers, so under 8.5 and minus 110 for me.
Fair.
Let's keep rolling. And I really like one of these pitchers.
Yeah, we have Seattle Mariners and the Minnesota Twins. We have this game of pick'em, total 7.5 in this game. One team you can't bet overs with. I bet an over with yesterday and cashed it. Line opened up in an 8 though. It's down to a 7.5. So we do have a move towards the under. I love when these totals move towards the under. And we've had a dog to favorites flop in this game here. This line opened up with the Mariners as minus 115 favorites. Now we're seeing the Twins at minus 109 favorites in this game. So we've had a dog to favorite flip here in favor of the Minnesota Twins with 50% of the tickets and 82% of the cash coming in on the Mariners. We have 93% of tickets, 92% of the cash is on the over in this game with the line dropping, which tells me when I looked at the way the market's moving this game, Chris Paddock is going to shove today, and which is kind of surprising. But George Kirby on the other side, he's been good too. 2.57 ERA, 0.93 whip, 9.96 strikeouts per nine, which is 28%. 0.64 walks per nine, a 2.97 BABIP, a 207 FIP, and a 2.71 SIERA. On the flip side, Paddock's not been the greatest, but his advanced stats show that we should see better from him. 4.82 ERA, 1.39 whip, 8.04 strikeouts per nine, which is 20%. 1.61 walks per nine, a 337 BABIP, a 386 FIP, and a 3.73 SIERA. Bullpen edge does go towards the Minnesota Twins in this game here, and the hitting edge does go towards the Twins as well. 109 WRC plus, which is 7th, compared to 104, which is 9th. I would like to double down on this game in this spot. With the line going from dog to favorite, I'm interested in the Minnesota Twins, and I like this game to go under the total. I'm going to take the first 5 under in the Minnesota Twins full game is the way I'm going to approach this game here. I want to see the best available line I can get, which I'm seeing for -125 on BetMGM in this game. That's where I'm going to go for this one here, for -125 BetMGM.
Under. And yes, it's a Seattle game, so yeah, it's just an under. I know it did not go under yesterday, Nick.
Yep.
Good for you. Congratulations.
You got to pick your spots. The market screamed it.
There's still what 9.25 and 2 to the over as a over/under team.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been a very, very good under team. And George Kirby, very solid. I really like George Kirby in terms of his stuff. So far this year, his last 4 starts, only 3 earned runs allowed. So this is George Kirby is a guy that I trust. Paddock is going to be the questionable spot for me. I know your numbers say that he's going to shove. He's had a couple of good starts. He had one of his bad starts was against the Baltimore Orioles. That's not anything to be worried about. I kind of lean Seattle, but we're going to go with the under in this one as well. Under 7.5 at -110, and I got Seattle at even money, around even money.
Yeah, I'm on the opposite side for the side here in this one.
That's right. The total's the only thing that went up.
Cool.
Texas Rangers were all over the Athletics yesterday. Probably get to them again today. Under 10 of the Red Sox early. Easy. Under 10. It's at 8.5. Oh wait, the wind just picked up. There you go. All right, final baseball game of the day, Nick, and this one's a doozy.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just locking in my plays real quick. First 5 under 4 Minnesota Seattle -120. There we go, because it's having me readjust that. There we go. And then the full game money line -110 for the Twins as well. All right. The San Francisco Giants and the Colorado Rockies. We have the Giants -165 favorites, total of 10 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here between Jordan Hicks and Peter Lambert. Lambert, I know. Line opened up at a 165. It's down to a 164. So we've had a 1 penny line movement here towards the Rockies. Line opened up at a 10.5, down to a 10, 9.5 on Bet Online. And we're seeing 9.5 basically across the board now. So we've had basically a full run line move down in this game here. Jordan Hicks has been really solid so far. Oh, by the way, cash flow. 85% of tickets, 83% of tickets, 85% of cash on the Giants with the line moving towards the Rockies. 49% of tickets, 57% of cash is on the over with the line dropping down to an 8.5 or to a 9.5. We have Jordan Hicks, 2.42 ERA, 1.15 WHIP, 6.58 strikeouts per 9, which is 18%, 4.5 walks per 9, a 2.22 BABIP, a 3.91 FIP, and a 4.72 SIERA. On the other side, Peter Lambert was 6.32 ERA, 1.21 WHIP, 8.04 strikeouts per 9, which is 21%, 2.87 walks per 9, a 2.79 BABIP, a 4.63 FIP, and a 3.83 SIERA. So looking just at those starting pitching numbers here suggests to me that we have Jordan Hicks, who is well overachieving, and we have Peter Lambert, who is underachieving at the moment. That 6.32 ERA should be more around the 4 range. So maybe expect positive regression from Lambert here. Bullpen edge goes towards the Giants. The hitting edge does go towards the Giants as well. 97 WRC plus, which is 16th, compared to 65, which is 29th. I really don't have too much of an interest in this game here. This is I think a pretty simple pass to end my card. And I mean, I would like to make an argument for the Colorado Rockies at home here at this plus price tag, but that would be the only way I can look is maybe a Colorado Rockies first 5 plus a half if you want to play it safe, or you can take them first 5 at plus 145. So that would be my lean in this game is taking the Rockies in the first 5, but it's going to be a no play for me.
Yeah, no, these are 2 teams that I kind of just don't really get involved in. These are going to be the 2 bottom teams in the NL West, and I don't really see any appeal in going after them. I would make the argument for a little bit of plus money with Colorado, but is that really something I want to be going after? No. So, no, this is not a game I'm interested in. We'll finish out the card with a pass, which is fine because we have 8 plays for baseball on the site today, so I'm happy with that. But that is all the games for today. We'll go ahead and do a quick little recap and plug and stuff, and then we'll head on out. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share. Do all the good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all the links in the description below. YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. We post on those every single day. So make sure you guys are following us on all those social media platforms. If you guys are interested in becoming a member of the YouTube channel, I will say there's no college baseball plays for today because I don't think there's really any games going on today. Or there was no lines when I looked them up earlier. So I got nothing for college baseball, but the MLB, NBA, and NHL are all up. And they are now posted for today. So all of those are on the member-only portion as well. Recap, I'm kind of on the opposite side of Nick for the NHL. I kind of like the Bruins. I kind of lean the Canucks. Did not bet either one of them, but I kind of lean those ways. I'm on the Pacers for the NBA, and then for the MLB Angels, I like the Guardians on the run line. I'm on the Mets. I lean Royals. I like the Cubbies today. Dodger run line. Oakland both games. Baltimore as per usual. Yankees run line. The under in Boston and the under in Seattle. Nick?
Yeah, keeping it kind of simple with the NHL today. And yesterday it was dogs. Today it's favorites. Florida Panthers -1, -102. Edmonton Oilers -130. We were on both dogs yesterday with the Rangers and the Avalanche. And we'll see there. Tomorrow, it'll be 2 days. Or tomorrow would be the Avalanche 2 days for the Rangers there. But and then baseball. Not a huge card for me, but a card I actually really like. A bunch of unders. I love my unders. I've noticed that, Tim. I search out for unders in baseball, and my ROI is very high with unders. Actually, my ROI is pretty good with either total at the moment, but better with the yeah. Angels first 5 +110 over on Bet365. By the way, Panthers -1, -102, ESPN BetMGM for the Oilers -130. Sorry. Detroit, Cleveland, first 5 under 4, -115 on BetMGM. Milwaukee Brewers +110, Bet365. San Diego and Chicago, first 5 under 4.5, -120, ESPN Bet. Oakland Athletics +105, ESPN Bet. Baltimore Orioles and Washington Nationals, first 5 under 4.5, -110, Bet365. Boston Red Sox, Atlanta Braves, first 5 under 4.5, -115, Bet365. And then closing out my baseball card with a double up on this Twins game. I actually really like this Twins game today. First 5 under 4, -120, BetMGM. Minnesota Twins -110, BetMGM as well.
There you go. One more chat, and then we'll head on out for today. Hop on Rangers and Avs for tomorrow as well myself.
Do the Rangers play tomorrow? Is that a game for? Because here's the thing, I was on the Rangers game 1, I was on the Rangers game 2, and the Rangers team total over.
Yes, they both play tomorrow.
They both play tomorrow. Here's what I'm going to tell you guys. There's a pretty good chance I'm going to flip the script for game 3 and take the Carolina Hurricanes -1 and the Rangers team total under. Because I look for the Canes to win both games in Raleigh in game 3 and 4. My script in my head for this series is the home team wins the first 5 games and the Rangers close it out in Raleigh. That's my game script in my head here. Whether or not the -160 or the -175 price tag is going to keep me off of the Carolina Hurricanes, I don't think so. But I think I'm going to go Canes game 3 in Raleigh. So be careful with the Rangers tomorrow. I think the Canes win.
There you go. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. We'll be back with another one tomorrow. I will say no show on Sunday. No show on Mother's Day. Figure I'll throw that one out there now. And so make sure you guys know that one. But that's going to do it for today. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.